what it's like to be homeless? Well, I don't. We live in Singapore, a slum-free city. There are hardly any beggars or vagrants here. But actually, amidst the colourful ethnic enclave of Little India, about 40 to 60 men make their beds on the streets every night. At its peak in 2008, more than 100 men were out there. I asked myself, why are they there? How did their dreams end up on the cold, concrete pavements? There are over 750,000 foreign workers in Singapore, mainly strong young men from China, India, Bangladesh, Thailand, you name it. They build our houses, clean our roads, and wait on us in restaurants. I'm reminded of our coolie forefathers who had come to Singapore in search of work and a better life 100 years before. These migrants' journey here may be less dangerous now, but they're made with no less sacrifice. I met Shahidul and his friends in Little India one day. They arrived in Singapore last year, in 2008. But soon after, their employer defaulted on their salaries. So they took the matter to the Ministry of Manpower. Now they are waiting. But till the case is resolved, they have no work and nowhere to go.
Every people asked me the coming to Singapore. I again asked him no, never coming to Singapore. So very bad the Singapore government is very bad. The Singapore, so many companies are all very bad. Very bad.
We were curious. Homelessness for me sounded like a camping trip gone bad. We asked Shahid many questions. How does he eat, wash, or sleep?
Where is this place?
Inside.
Inside it's what? So, want to urine, everything is toilet.
Yeah.
Drinking is any
Outside.
any
Yeah,
restaurant.
outside any restaurant. The order drinking can go out of the.
Okay lah. So now here you is body wash place. To buy things?
Money don't know how to buy.
If money have?
Money have the.
If money have, you buy what you buy?
Money have the all things the choice they can buy.
So what your case, how much case the money we give you for pay for salary?
The fair case, the 3 months salary, 3 months salary, the now yesterday the all settled already. The $1,650 can give me. Air ticket can give me, I go like.
So you hang here lah.
These are my dress. One is spoiled already, It's spoiled already. Money don't have how to buy.
What inside?
Inside? Inside no t-shirt, pant, everything, toothpaste, brush, any other brush. No, important only.
Passport.
Passport number boss. Passport my boss.
Who's the owner?
No, Anna.
No owner. Anybody can put back.
Anybody can.
Is it safe? Safe?
No safe.
No safe. People take your money.
Sometimes
I see.
Sometimes Alibaba, sometimes the money don't have the how to buy. There are sometimes so many problems. The all t-shirt, pant, or lost already.
Lost already.
There's a one t-shirt, one pant, 2 days, 3 days also can use.
So in the day you all sit together and listen to music.
Listen music, talking.
Talking lah.
Yeah.
Eating, drinking. So you every day you're waiting here.
Yeah.
You pray?
Didn't come to another pop Christian you have. Yeah. The rainiest of our Egin can here.
Still smiling, not sad.
I wonder if it was the Bangladeshi machismo, the bravado of youth, or just the tenacity of human life that keeps him smiling. One person who has amazed me with his staying power is Segaravi.
So every night you stay here, Mr. Ravi? Every night?
Every night. 1 year you stay here.
2 months only.
2 months.
After Dunlop Street, I stay. Now my friend no room,
Dunlop Street.
no help me. I sit.
Segaravi is 54 years old. He has been without work while waiting for his salary case to be resolved for the past 4 years. After exhausting his savings and overstaying his friend's charity, Segaravi ended up on the streets about 3 months ago.
My wife, my son.
This is your wife, this is your son.
So your wife know you sleep out here?
Yeah,
You tell your wife that you sleep out here?
yeah.
Your wife know you sleep on the street? You got no home?
My wife.
your wife.
He should know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows.
At the height of the financial crisis, greedy labor agents continued to bring men into Singapore, although there were few jobs. The men were robbed of their money and then abandoned by their agents. As the problem mounted, 2 civil society groups came together to start a free meal project in March 2008. Transient Workers Count 2 and One Singapore have been offering one good meal to these stranded workers through partner restaurant Sutas at Cuff Road. Segaravi also goes there for his morning meal.
நான் இப்போ விவசாயம் பார்க்கும்பொழுது விவசாயத்தில் லாஸ் எனக்கு நிறையா லாஸ் ஆயிடுச்சு. அப்போ என்னுடைய பிள்ளைங்களாம் படிக்க வைக்க முடியல என்னால். அப்புறம் ஃப்ரெண்டுங்களாம் சொன்னாங்க இது போல் வந்து பாலான்ற ஒரு சிங்கப்பூருக்கு அனுப்புகிறாரு, நீ அவர்கிட்ட போயிட்டு பணம் இல்லாமல் நகையெல்லாம் வந்து பேங்க்கில் மற்ற வெளியும் வச்சு பணம் கட்டணும். முதல்ல வர்றதுக்கு 1,00,000 அப்போ வந்து 1,40,000. ரெண்டாவது தடவை பணம் கட்டும்போது 1,50,000 60,000 சொன்னார். நீ ரெண்டாவது வரதுனால வந்து ஒரு 10,000 குறைச்சிக்கிட்டாரு. 1,50,000. இந்த பாஸ்போர்ட்டுக்கு ஒரு 4,000.
Segaravi came to Singapore twice. First in 1996, which paid for his children's education. But being the good father, he returned in 2004 to raise money for his son's wedding. He worked for the same labor agent come employer, Bala. But this time, there were fewer and fewer jobs.
இது வந்து 2 மாதம் ஒரு தடவை தாங்க சம்பளம் போடுவார். அப்படி போட்டு வரும்போது வந்து கடைசி 3 மாதம் எனக்கு சம்பளம் கொடுக்கலிங்க. அப்புறம் எனக்கு சம்பளம் கொடுக்கறதுனால எனக்கு வீட்டு பிரச்சனை, பிள்ளைங்க படிக்கணும். அப்போ நாங்கள் போய் கேட்டதுக்கு இப்போலாம் சம்பளம் எனக்கு கம்பெனிலேருந்து வரல. 5 மாதமா 6 மாதம் மேபி வந்ததுங்க. கடைசி 3 மாதம் எங்களுக்கு சம்பளம் கொடுக்கலைங்க. அப்புறம் தான் நாங்கள் எம்எம் போயிட்டு சம்பளம் கொடுக்கலையே.
That was in 2005. It has since been 4 years, and Segaravi still has no news.
சாப்பாட்டுக்கு வழி இல்லாமல் இந்த கோவில் அங்கே இங்கே தாங்க போயிட்டு இருந்தோம். வெளியே போய் வேலையும் செய்யக்கூடாதுன்ட்டாங்க. வெளியே வேலை செய்த பெரும்படி அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நாங்கள் பயந்துட்டோம். எங்கேயும் போகலைங்க. கோயிலில் சாப்பிடுவோம், அப்படியே படுத்துட்டு இருப்போம், இப்படியே தான் இருந்தது.
Segaravi is a self-reliant man and almost embarrassed to ask for help. Many workers like him don't know who to turn to. Last year, due to stress and problems at home, Segaravi fell ill and his legs started to swell.
போன வருஷம் தான் எனக்கு என்ன சாப்பாடு பிரச்சனை, மெண்டல் டார்ச்சர், வீட்டில் வந்து கடன் பிரச்சனை, என்ன அப்படிலாம் போயிட்டு வந்துட்டேன்னு கேட்டேன். அந்த பிரச்சனையில் எனக்கு வந்து உடம்பு சரியில்லாமல் போச்சு. இது ஒரு வருஷமாக நடந்ததுங்க. அப்புறம் எனக்கு கால் வீங்க ஆரம்பிச்சிது ஒரு தடவை அந்த காலுங்க. அப்புறம் அந்த கால்லாம் அப்படியே புண்ணாயிடுச்சுங்க. 1 மாதம் ஆச்சுங்க அது ஆறதுக்கு. ஆணிக்கால் போல் வந்துடுச்சுங்க. அப்புறம் இந்த இடம் அதெல்லாம் இப்போ மறைஞ்சிச்சு. ஆணிக்கால் போல் டாக்டர் நல்லா பார்த்தாருங்க. அப்புறம் தான் ஏற்கனவே நான் அந்த அலெக்சாண்டர் ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் விழுந்துட்டேன். அது 1 வாரம் பெட்டில் இருந்தேன்.
I think the illness took his last shred of strength. Segaravi approached a volunteer at the Free Meal Project. With their help, the Ministry of Manpower expedited his case. His family was overjoyed. They cobbled up some money for him to buy an air ticket home. But in a sudden turn of events, authorities found that Segaravi had used a false name to enter Singapore. His real name is Somasundaram Mudali. His agent made him change it because he was too old. Now the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority wants to detain him for further investigations. And soon, his air ticket expired.
எங்களுக்கு சம்பளம் வேண்டாம், எதுவும் வேண்டாம், எங்களுக்கு ஊருக்கு அனுப்பிச்சா போதுங்க. நாங்கள் ஊருக்கு போகிறது ரெடியாக இருக்கோம். ஏன்னா எனக்கு வயசாகி போச்சு, உடல்நிலை வேறு சரியில்லை. பிள்ளைங்களாம் வந்து இப்போ எஜுகேஷன் முடிகிற ஸ்டேஜில் இருக்குது. அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு வேலை வாய்ப்புலாம் நான் தேடணும். என்னுடைய வீடு வரை இடிஞ்சு போச்சு இந்த சுனாமி டைமில். அதெல்லாம் போய் பார்க்கணும்.
part of the governments of the sending countries. They have to, step up their enforcement and make sure that workers go through the legal recruitment channels in their countries. So then they don't pay illegal agents the exorbitant amounts of money that we hear them pay, $8,000, $9,000. And for I think the receiving country like Singapore, more can be done in terms of allowing more occupational mobility for these workers, so that when things don't work out for employer A, at least he or she has the opportunity to switch to employer B. But at this point, because of the restrictive work permit system, it's a bit difficult for them to do that.
সুস্থ হতে কতদিন লাগবে?
ইয়াং ম্যান 10-15 দিনের মধ্যে সুস্থ হয়ে যাবে ম্যাডাম।
আমেরিকা চলে যাচ্ছি।
আজকে আমেরিকা চলে যাচ্ছ? ভারী প্রেমিক।
Back to Shahid and friends. I pressed Shahid about where he sleeps at night. He didn't want to tell me at first. He was cautious because technically no one is allowed to sleep on the streets in Singapore. So he waits.
What is a good place to sleep?
No, good place no, no. There is so I think in the money free sleep the decide to sleep good. Okay. So free only. No money,
No rain, no money. Only
No,
money.
no rain
Police,
here. Police come. Sometimes police come, the police all check it here. The sometimes the take out, the cannot sleep here. After I all rounding, the police go back. After I again sleeping.
Then no dangerous, this one.
No, that's dangerous. I know, dangerous because then how the money don't have.
So at night you sleep, you thinking what you thinking. At night you sleep, you think of family, home, or you dream.
No
You
drink.
The
Money don't have, how can drink?
Cannot dream.
No drink.
Sleeping, never dream.
No drink.
Sleeping. So when first time you have to sleep here, how do you feel? Very angry or very
No,
scared?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
So angry. You just asli you might think asli the you all time the house inside the sleeping the sometimes they coming outside sleeping the rainy coming the police coming security coming the so many people see like this I can sleeping here the just angry.
It was a good night. There was a slight breeze, no rain. Police presence is high in Little India, but tonight they are spared. Other times, policemen clear them out of their sleeping places and check their IDs. Shahid says they're just doing their job. The police are aware that these men really have nowhere to go. But whose job is it then to ensure that this should not have happened?
So, good morning. This one is a home shelter, Daska Road 86. So, this one is.
What is your name?
My name is Babu. I'm from Bangladesh. I coming from Singapore. 2001 last.
Singapore has only 2 shelters for male migrant workers. One of them is the Humanitarian Organization for Migration Economics, or HOME for short. It houses about 30 men, usually the sick and the infirm.
What does the sign say?
Only on top people can shower on toilet.
Babu was injured when a forklift fell on his legs in April 2008. Unfortunately, his employer did not buy insurance for him, even though it is mandated by the law. Now he refuses to pay for Babu's hospital bills and work injury compensation. Babu was also kicked out of the dormitory. But luckily for him, HOME took him in.
This one is.
Your friend?
Yeah, then then you want to sleep here because have the 2 men Indian men now he sleep here. Accident.
What happened to you?
So he go hospital, private clinic. So he give the only 1 day MC.
1 day
because
MC.
this one is very big injury. So he why you give the he
One day
only MC. After that he go to Singapore University.
Singapore, the Rajanayagam.
Lazarus. So after that he give MC more. Maybe now also have the MC.
Now we also
How long your MC?
5 months.
5 months, yeah. And the doctor give 1 day.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 day only.
The men have come to Singapore with many hopes and dreams. Babu says that unlike Singapore, it's hard for Muslim men in Bangladesh to have girlfriends. But he hopes to be able to return soon to get married.
Actually, everybody want to thinking is more money, or I do the business, I do the whole house, I do this thing. Everybody want to coming and doing is this one. But somebody is doing is true, somebody is not true. So I also some lucky, I not lucky also. I like that. But I already mom give the some money. I can do my business.
You want to do business?
Yeah.
What business you want to do?
Small business la, sitting business la, a shop or some do the shadow or something. Control, Singapore control is very nice
Control.
because fully no harm, no fighting, no kill the people or something. Very state. So Bangladesh is this one, no state. Always kill the people,
law and
always
order
cheating, always this thing. This one I don't like the Bangladesh. But how to do Bangladesh is my country.
Here is where I last saw Shahidul. I tried contacting him again, but his phone was dead, and I couldn't find him at his usual hangout. He's disappeared. His friends told me he had been repatriated. I hope he received his full compensation and wonder what awaits him at Bangladesh. After a year of waiting, Babu's employer finally relented. Babu went home satisfied with his payment and with plans for his new business. As for our stoic Segaravi, he waited and suffered in silence for the last 4 years. But thanks to the persistence of the volunteers, the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority let him go. The NGO also bought him an air ticket. Although his employee has yet to be brought to justice and he received no money, Segaravi was happy to finally go home. Some of the men have gone home with unfulfilled dreams, but every day there are others who come full of hope, taking a chance, perhaps their only chance at a better life.
যেখানে নদী এসে থেমে গেছে